Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and Pokemon fans of the world, Mega Crashers here, and we go from being absolutely hyped up on top of the world to bringing it down to a reasonably calm pace because this video right here features Smogon's next suspect test. This suspect test is taking place in the rarely used tier. And let's see what is going to be put on the chopping block. Okay, so, wow. We got Mega-Abomasnow and Sharpedo up for testing. Wow, okay. I gotta say that I'm surprised, but at the same time, not so much, because I did a little bit of thinking about this prior to making this video, and I'm just thinking, it's like, you know what? I'm actually not that surprised, to be perfectly honest with you, because let's take a look at Abomasnow here real quick. They actually have reasonings listed down below for why they are testing out each Pokemon, so allow me to read them to you. So we got Mega-Abomasnow here. So Mega-Abomasnow is an extremely influential Pokemon in the Auras RU metagame that single-handedly limits the form many teams are able to take by requiring them to run specific archetypes or a handful of Pokemon in order to not succumb to its raw offense power. I can actually see that there, because here's the thing. The thing has base 130 in attack and special attack. That is insane. And it just doesn't stop there. I mean, yeah, sure, it's got shitty typing, being ice and grass defensively. I mean, the thing's weak to a lot of stuff, and especially 4 times weak to fire. But offensively, ice and grass? Ho-ho! You want to talk about ass to grass when it comes to offense. This thing is insane. And you want to know something? Despite it having pretty bad typing defensively, the thing's got really good bulk. I mean, I can't remember the numbers off the top of my head for its defenses, but holy shit. They got beefed up quite a bit. And I mean, it's base 90 HP. I'd say that's pretty damn good, too, for it being an offensive Pokemon. And I mean, yeah, sure, people are going to argue and say base 30 speed, though. It's absolute shit. Well, the thing of it is, it has access to Ice Shard. And here's the thing, base 30 speed means that it is an optimal player under the effects of Trick Room, which makes slower Pokemon move first. I'm just saying, this thing not only has the ability to hit hard and pick off weakened Pokemon with priority like Ice Shard, but the thing could just outright murder you under the effects of Trick Room. I mean, it's kind of hard to deny that. So let's see. The main set that allows Mega-Abomasnow to do this, and what makes it suspect-worthy in RU, is a mixed offensive set consists of Blizzard, Ice Shard, Grass Stab, and Coverage. So you could have something like Wood Hammer or Energy Ball, or even something like Giga Drain as your Grass-type stab, and then your coverage could be something like Earthquake, could be something like Hidden Power Fire, maybe Shadow Ball, maybe Focus Blast, depending on what your team lacks. And the thing is just too damn powerful at that point. This set allows Abomasnow to apply strong pressure to defensive cores, as good switch-ins to this are limited in number, generally lacking recovery or must be wary of certain coverage moves. So that means that things like Emboar could potentially switch in, but it could fear the Earthquake, or something like an Assault Vest Escavalier. It could switch in and easily take up Ice-type and Grass-type attacks for days. But then you gotta worry about the Hidden Power Fire. Huh? You know? That's some major firepower there for base 130 special attack. You know? It's crazy. It remains effective, though less so, against offensive teams due to Stab, Ice Shard, and the ability to boost its priority moves, with Swords Dance. Yeah, see, that's another thing right there. You could be an all-out physical attacker with Swords Dance, Ice Shard, Wood Hammer, and maybe something like Earthquake or Ice Punch or something like that. You know, like, there's a lot of options here. There's a lot of options. This set gives an additional layer of versatility that makes the few specially bulky Pokemon capable of switching in on the mixed set wary of taking a strong physical hit prior to knowing which of the two sets it's running. Now, see, that's a good point. That's a good point. Whichever set it chooses, high base power stabs make Abomasnow capable of breaking through frail teams' offensive, which it can get the chance to do so by switching in on them and forcing out water and certain electric types or use its good bulk to withstand various neutral hits to unleash an attack in return. So you see, this right here attests to what I said earlier about it having really good bulk. I can't remember, like I said, off the top of my head, its defensive stats, but it got a boost. It got a significant boost. So, with that being said, my overall verdict for this whole thing on Mega-Abomasnow, I mean, like, you gotta think about the good things and the bad things about Abomasnow. First thing, its ice-type weakness allows for it to be weak to forms of priority such as Mach Punch and Bullet Punch. Not to mention that it is slow, which means that it relies on Ice Shard and Ice Shard only to be able to pick off weakened threats and be somewhat of a good revenge killer. But if you try to revenge kill a Pokemon at full health that clearly outspeeds you and you can't pick it off with Ice Shard, it could easily flatten you with a super effective attack. So something like a fighting type move or a steel type move, or especially like a fire type move and a rock type move as well, because this thing is weak to stealth rocks. It takes 25% of its health thanks to its ice type move, ice type typing, I should say. But like I don't know, like it's so hard to say, really. I mean, for a Pokemon that's got so many weaknesses and a really bad speed stat. Now, mind you, that speed stat would be patched up easily under the effects of Trick Room, and it does have Ice Shard to somewhat make up for its bad speed stat. The fact is, this thing can run... it can run so many sets that it's not even funny. Like, what do you call a Pokemon with really good bulk, really good versatility, really good offensive stats that just can sweep teams or be a really good late-game cleaner, or just an all-out offensive threat that just scares the shit out of so many Pokemon? What do you call that thing? I would call that thing suspect-worthy. So, I definitely think it does deserve suspect testing, for sure. Do I think it deserves a ban? You know what? I'm actually on the fence with this one, but I'm honestly sagging towards the ban side. I really am. I mean, I see where these guys are coming from, and yeah, I mean, it's scary. It is scary. You know, like I definitely wouldn't argue with the fact that it could be banned. You know, so my thing for right now on Mega-Abomasnow is I'm somewhat in the middle, but I'm sagging towards banning. So you could say I'm like a 60% ban, 40% non-ban. I mean, it's very easily swayable, but for right now, yeah, I'm slightly leaning towards banning it. So as for Sharpedo, okay, so we got the reasonings right here. Sharpedo's combination of speed and power allow for it to double up as an unmatched hybrid sweeper and wall breaker. Well, that is true, because it does have access to Speed Boost, which boosts the speed stat by one stage, and it's very easily abusable thanks to Protect. And the thing has base 120 physical attack, and you factor in the fact that this thing is a very effective user of Life Orb, which boosts the power move, by 30% at the cost of 10% of your health. And the thing is, Sharpedo doesn't give a damn. I mean, the thing doesn't live a hit anyways, so it's best to use it as a glass cannon and use that Life Orb so effectively. I gotta say, this is one of the best Life Orb users I've ever seen in battle. I could definitely see this being like a wall breaker in terms of it being like a mid to late game sweeper. I don't see this thing being able to comfortably two-hit KO everything in the RU tier. Would it be able to do the job mid to late game? Hell yeah, it would, because the team that you're facing off against would be weakened, right? So, I mean, it would be a very good wall breaker mid to late game. With excellent coverage in its stab and access to speed boost, it's capable of two-hit KOing every offensive Pokemon at worst, while being difficult to revenge kill and tricky to wall. That is true. Like, every offensive Pokemon doesn't have the best defensive stats, obviously, to stand up to overpowering, base 120 attacks from Sharpedo. I mean, damn, like, it would be a very big chore to stomach hits and be able to switch in safely on Sharpedo and being able to attempt to take this thing out, But the thing could just easily switch out and switch something else in to take a hit and just go from there, right? It's like a game of chess in this situation. I mean, you're looking to checkmate the others, and if your opponent predicts that, well, could be bad news bears for you. So let's see here. Hydro Pump, Dark Pulse, Ice Beam, and Protect is Sharpedo's strongest set, and what allows Sharpedo to cleave through many offensive teams in RU, forcing them to rely on shaky checks that are easily worn down or beaten by its other sets, or mandating the use of a handful of priority users incapable of switching in. Now, see, I've never used a special set because I'm not that big a fan of using base 95 special attack in comparison to its base 120 physical attack. Although, there is that surprise factor because there's a lot of people that don't expect a special set. And the thing of it is, Hydro Pump is effectively more powerful than Waterfall because Waterfall is base 80 power and Hydro Pump is base 110 power. It can miss thanks to its 80% accuracy, but Waterfall has a 20% chance to flinch and has a 100% accuracy. Dark Pulse, 20% chance to flinch and it's base 80 power, and you compare it to Crunch, which is base 80 power and 20% chance to lower the defense stat by one stage. And then you got Ice Beam. Ice Beam and, say, Ice Fang, when you compare the two together, Ice Beam is effectively more powerful, and it's got perfect accuracy, too. Base 90 power versus a base 65 power Ice Fang and 95% accuracy. So, I mean, I don't know. Like, it's very shaky. I'm more of a physical Sharpedo user, but, I'm more than open to trying out new sets. So, I might try out the special Sharpedo set, just see how that goes. I might be surprised about how good it is, actually. So let's see, where do we leave off to? Oh, yes. Sharpedo is almost as good as a wall breaker as it is a sweeper, as its special stab combination in tandem with Ice Beam leaves it with few reliable defensive checks. Yeah, that means that things like, I don't know, like Amoonguss, for example, and things like Tangela and Tangrowth, like, those Pokemon would normally be able to stomach physical hits, especially if you are a Tangrowth or a Tangela. But the thing of it is it can't stomach special attacks as good. Assault Vest or Eviolite or not, it doesn't matter. So, let's see here. So, these are limited to Poliwrath and Alomomola, the former of which can still lose his Zen Headbutt that Sharpedo is more than capable of employing on less threatening but still effective physical sets. Yeah, the thing does have access to Zen Headbutt, which does cream its fighting type weakness. So that means that things like Poliwrath, things like any fighting types that even think for a second about switching in freely, yeah, the thing can focus its willpower into its head and Zen Headbutt you into oblivion, which means, yeah. With Life Orb boosting, you could be going down, clown. Yeah. So, where did we leave off to? Sharpedo is also capable of running said sets with Aqua Jet in order to bypass priority users such as Fletchinder's Acrobatics. Yeah, the thing does have access to Aqua Jet. You think you wouldn't need Aqua Jet with Speed Boost, though, but, that's another thing. The thing has access to priority no matter how fast it is. And, I normally wouldn't run priority on a fast Pokemon, to be honest with you, but in that said situation, there is a good point. Fletchinder. Fletchinder would otherwise sweep you with Gale Wing's priority in the form of flying type stab. So, maybe Aqua Jet is an option, to be quite frank with you. So let's see. Lastly, because of Speed Boost, Sharpedo synergizes with Baton Pass by being a powerful recipient with limited checks capable of putting a boosted Sharpedo to a halt. So that means that Pokemon like Togekiss, for example, or Togetic, I should say, because I think Togetic is... Are you? Not entirely sure. Togekiss is BL. So anyways, you could have something like Togetic use a Nasty Plot and then Baton Pass that out, okay, into a Sharpedo and have a +2 special attack boost and then have that free speed boost switching in. I mean, goddamn. Like, that's crazy right there. I've actually never thought about that idea. So, putting that into perspective, holy shit, I never thought about that, but that's a good point. That's a very good point. So my overall opinion about all this, about whether or not Sharpedo should be banned, first of all, I definitely think they made the right call about suspect testing this, at least, because it gives us a chance to really think about, like, how the tier would be without those two Pokemon, without Sharpedo and Mega-Abomasnow. Do I think this thing should be banned? Well, I'm a little bit more leaning towards ban, to be honest with you. But I'm still very open to possibilities of why this thing shouldn't be banned, because I am fully aware about why this thing shouldn't be banned, because of its frailty and its exposure to priority moves such as Mach Punch, which, would eat it up in a heartbeat, right? But, I think the pros outweigh the cons just a little bit more, so I'm thinking that it's like a 65-35 ratio. 65% banned, 35% not banned. For me, anyways. But, like I said, I'm very open to discussion. I'm very open to the possibilities of, why this thing shouldn't be banned. Same with Mega-Abomasnow. I'm very open to the possibilities of why this thing shouldn't be banned. But, with that being said, that's really all I gotta say. I really don't know what else to say at this point, so I guess the usual outro is now in effect. If you guys enjoyed this video, then please feel free to leave a like, and be sure to rate, comment, share this video, share this channel, and subscribe to Mega Crash in the community, and also be sure to leave your comments in the comment section down below on what you guys think about this. Do you guys agree with this? Do you guys disagree with this? I want to hear you guys out. Let's have a big discussion about this. I encourage discussion, as always. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for being a part of a community that shines brighter than the sun when we are tightly knit and tightly packed as one. I don't give a damn about the weather or about the seasons. We always shine brighter than the sun regardless. So thanks for watching, and I shall see you guys next upload! Woo!